Welcome to a new weekend, a new preview here for Los Alamitos Racecourse. It is the weekend of October 8th and October 9th. And look who I have visiting us, Ed Burgart, my friend. Good to see you. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, except as soon as you came on, my dog started barking right now. So other than that, I'm doing super. Put my wife on the plane a couple hours ago, and my dog's going crazy right now. So other than that, I'm doing good.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. I think they heard my voice. They said, that's a new voice. Let's start barking. Let's figure out what it's going. But good to have you here visiting us. I know you've visited Los Al when I've been away for a few times, but this time you're going to be back in a different capacity. You're back in the booth this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be the first time since I retired back in 2019, December. So I'm coming off a 34-month layoff. I talked to Michael Wrona a couple months ago. We kind of worked this out then because he wanted to go surprise his mom for her birthday. He hasn't been back to Australia in, so I think, about 3 or 4 years. He had a great surprise party, and so he talked to me. We talked to Kathy and Dr. Allred, and they agreed that it would be a perfect fit for me to come back to replace Michael for those 2 days. So I'll be here this coming Saturday and Sunday.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun to have you back in the booth. It's going to be almost 3 years, right, that you left the booth there in championship weekend a couple of years ago.
Yeah, actually, I figured it out. Almost 34 months. You're right. 2 months shy of 3 years. And somebody told me it's like riding a bicycle. I said, I sure hope not, because if I tried to ride a bicycle right now, I'd fall off. So I hope it's not like riding a bicycle.
Well, it's going to be fun to have you back on track there and seeing you and here call the races. So looking forward to that weekend here with you at Los Alamitos. Why don't we talk a little bit about the races here on Saturday night? We got 10 races. Why don't we start off by is there a horse you'd like here on the card that you might give a big look at?
I'll tell you what, I thought it was a really good card. The last 4 races were all stakes races involved in the pick 4, but race number 7 is the Another Brother Overnight Handicap, and I thought a horse called H.A. Run for Cash was a very interesting horse. Probably the toughest race in the program. You could make a case for almost every horse to win, but H.A. Run for Cash is a horse I thought trained super before the debut here last year. Completely got left in the gate the first 2 times he ran. They added the clipping halter, came back with 3 consecutive wins, and I really loved the workout about 5 weeks ago to get H.A. Run for Cash ready for the Another Brother and possibly a start later on in the year in the 2 million trials.
It could be. I think this is a very good race to kind of kick off. To kick off the late pick 4 on Saturday night. And I do have the workout here so we can show it for the viewing public. It was a pretty nice move there, I thought, visually for this one. And I have it now on the screen right now. And I believe he was on the inside, right, of the 2-team set.
Yeah, we'll take a look at H.A. Run for Cash, who, since he added the flipping halter, has been undefeated. But watch him on the inside. He broke really well in this drill. I love the acceleration, the final 16th of a mile. Take a look at these big, long strides. He's under a hand shove, though. He got pretty good urging, but really gallops out strongly. So I think this is a horse that's much better than those first 2 races would show, as indicated by his 3 previous wins. And a horse he beat in the Firecracker Futurity at Grants Pass is also entered in this race, I'm a Born to Fly. So I think he fits very well here, although any one of about 6 horses could win. You've got 3 coming in from Rio Dosa and a horse who ran 4th in the Ed Burke Million Futurity. So a very, very tough field.
It is. I'm looking forward to not only the entire card and both cards here, but also a race like this, because this looks like a very competitive group to kick off the late pick 4. Again, this will be Another Brother, race number 7, 300 yards for the 2-year-olds. And Ed likes the look here of the 8-horse AJ Run for Cash out of that 12 flat bullet workout. It looked very, very good there, that great filly.
Right, looked very good. Of course, the workout was 5 weeks ago, and generally I like to see a horse come back probably 14 to 21 days after the work to maintain that sharpness, but got a lot of respect for the connection. So I think H.A. Run for Cash will run a huge race. He's going to have to if he wants to win.
All right. Well, we have you for a little bit longer. Why don't we preview a little bit of what's to come in the featured event, which will be going on as race number 10. Race number 10, we got the championship, the Robert Boniface Los Alamitos Invitational Championship, a grade 1. $125,000. The winner receives a presumptive invitation to the 2022 Champion of Champions. Mm-hmm. Well, we already know Empressum has his place locked in, Ed, but boy, he looks plenty tough with any kind of a repeat performance here.
Well, I'll tell you how talented this field is. You have 5 grade 1 winners in here. I got a horse called Flashback, who won the Los Alamitos Super Derby at 12-1, and Circle City, who's a grade 1 winner at 20-1. That tells you the depth of the field. Obviously, Empressum has been so impressive in his victories here this year, but you also have 2 horses to the outside, a 2-time winner of the Champion of Champions, drawn on the far outside in here. and Apolitical Pence. And, of course, Powerful Favorite is a multiple Grade 1 winner over the track, is another contender coming off that victory in the All-American Gold Cup. So I think one of those three horses definitely will win. Take a look at Empressum's past performance lines, Jose. Yeah. The last defeat on his resume came when he had the 2-hole back at Ruidoso, when he had a lot of trouble in that All-American Derby that cost him winning the 3 big races. But if he gets out clean, I certainly see him winning this race. And doesn't have a lot of speed on either side of him. Flashback's not that quick early, and I think Mr. Tornado's outclassed in this field. So Empressum should get the job done here. Looking forward to seeing him in the Champion of Champions and some of these other horses as well.
Yeah, it's a very star-studded field assembled for the Los Alamitos Invitational Championship. Empressum, though, holds the edge with that very, very sharp form, including a powerful win in the Go Man Go and the Vessel's Maturity. Listed at 4-5 on your morning line. How was it to get the morning line on the card like this? I thought there was a lot of depth to this card here on Saturday night.
There were some races I simply had zero clue in almost, Jose. I could have gone 3 or 4 ways on making favorites. I think I've got a couple of horses at 3-1 in the morning line, which is unusual for me. I normally land on the horses 2-1 or under, but thought a very wide open event. And I think it's a good card because the early part of the program, we have 3 good thoroughbred races to top it off, going 1,000 yards, matched by our 7 quarter horse races afterwards. And we got 12 trials for the Golden State Million Futurity on Sunday. Notice Cyber Attack coming in from Ruidoso, where he ran second in the Rainbow Futurity, is a full brother to Bomb Cyclone and a full brother to Powerful Favorite. And the connections have a lot of high hopes for Cyber Attack. It should be very fun to watch here on Sunday.
I didn't leaf through the PPs for Sunday just yet. Did you see he's judge and jury in the entries, by the way?
No, neither he's judge and jury nor Sicario V are in the entries. I think they're going to probably go on the Los Alamitos 2 million trials instead. But Party Politics and the runner-up 8 Heat Tempting from the Ed Burke Million are both entered. But I think Cyber Attack is the horse you're really going to want to watch because he had to pass the All-American Futurity. He had a slight setback after the Rainbow Futurity when he ran second. So Christopher Odell said, we're going to wait for Los Alamitos and try to run out here and do well in the Golden State Million and also in the 2 million. So if Cyber Attack runs the way that he did in his trial 2 outs ago at Ruidoso, he might be the fastest qualifier. Looking forward to that card.
3 pick 4s, I assume, there on Sunday night. So good to have you. You know, Michael Wrona took off to Australia to visit his mother, and he left you with some very, 12 race cards and 10 race cards. He's going to put you to work this weekend.
Well, that's the fun of it for me. In fact, when I talked to him, I think the last time I filled in for you, Jose, when Dave Weaver asked me, or was it Dave Weaver or Caleb Keller asked me if I miss calling races? I said, not really. The only nights I sometimes miss are the big races. And Michael Wrona heard it that night. And he called me up to the booth like a couple days later and said, well, can we work this out? Because I'd really like to go surprise my mom. I haven't been back to Australia in quite a while. And I think that Dr. Allred and Kathy would agree that if I had to leave, you might be a good fill-in. I said, well, I never really plan on calling races again, but this works out perfect. Really looking forward to it. And to see a race like the Los Alamitos Championship, and you have Empressum in the race and Powerful Favorite and Apolitical Pence, Circle City and Flashback, and Mr. Tornado is going to be one of the long shots, and Other Worlds. So I've got the names of the horses already, and hopefully I don't fall off the bicycle.
No, I think it'll be easy for you to pick up where you left off. So thank you for joining me, and thank you again for coming out to Los Alamitos. I'll see you out there this weekend.
Thanks, Jose. Appreciate it.
Cool.
The Los Alamitos Halloween Carnival is back for the first time in 3 years. It's a fun night for the entire family on Saturday, October 29th. We'll have games for kids of all ages, pony rides, a costume contest for cash prizes, and more. Plus live horse action at Los Alamitos. Admission is only $3 for adults and free for children 17 and under. It'll be a howling good time. For info, call 714-820-2800 or visit losalamitos.com. The best of quarter horse racing always at Los Alamitos. On Saturday, it's the Los Alamitos Championship with a star-studded field led by Empressum, one of the nation's top horses, plus Apolitical Pence, the 2-time Champion of Champions winner, and the outstanding multiple Grade 1 winner, Powerful Favorite. On Sunday, it's the Golden State Million Futurity Trials. Top juveniles will be in action with birth to $1 million race on the line. The best of quarter horse racing, always at Los Alamitos.
That's right. It's a jam-packed weekend. Now, welcome back to the program here, catching up with Christopher Wade. Chris, I just had Mr. Ed Burgart on the show. He's looking forward to calling the races here this weekend. He's got quite a few outstanding cars to call here at Los Al here Saturday and Sunday.
Got a great car on Saturday with Empressum coming back and some other quality stakes races on Saturday. Of course, you got the trials on the Sunday night. And it's going to be a great weekend of racing, and living all those memories of Mr. Ed Burgart calling the races. And it's going to be a great weekend of racing here. Yeah, just almost 3 years, a couple of months shy of 3 years from him retiring in the booth. So it'll be good to have him here calling some races while Michael Wrona is out and away visiting his family in Australia. All right, race number 5. We're going to start the pick 6 here with race number 5. And you're going to give us a selection for this race. 300 yards, maiden claimers. We have a slight 3-1 money line choice in Alfonso. We got a field of 8 here set to post. Who did you like here? I'm going to give a slight look to the outside runner, the Hattery. This horse, well connected. Worked prior to the much trouble 3 lifetime starts, and this horse lost all chance in that trial last time off a nice prep. That 12-3 gate drill prior, lost all chance from the inside post, was guzzled far back. But the prior effort, when running 4th that night, back there on June 11th, this horse did break slow and skied throughout, but was finishing out very strongly late the final half of the affair under a slight hole. We're trying to lug in a little bit, but earned a pretty solid figure from post number 6 there on June 11th. You'll see this horse a little fractious and breaks low and ski, brush away from the gate and then ski out, but put forth a big run the final half of the affair. It's a nice sized individual, kind of slow in his stride, still throwing around, running a little bit with his head cocked sideways and skiing. Watch him skiing right here. It was kind of crossed, but this horse, look at this, tight hold throughout, but he's striding out very strongly here near the wire. And this horse was never asked to run. He's got a lot of talent. It's just a matter of running that ability, getting out of the gate and running a straight course. And he's got a chance there. Lucky lifetime start number 4, coming back quickly in 27 nights to be a nice little price looker in the pick 6 lid lifter. And this was the start 2 starts ago, and you're right. He never had an opportunity to really settle and kind of show any kind of run because the rider was just trying to keep him to keep him to task and keep straight path. But you mentioned he had worked a pretty solid 12:30 back on August 6th before he made that return, right? Yeah, I gave him a B plus that workout, and then he came back, and I used him in my numbers on trial night there 27 nights ago, but he broke very slow, was bumped back and crossed and climbing throughout, guzzled far back with run. This horse has talent. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate and showing it with a drop-in class, the nice outside post. Maybe he can break and run the ability there at the 5-1 in the morning line. Do you think the other Valentino Murillo Trini Alfonso will go off as a favorite, or you think maybe the 7 will take a little bit more money? Well, the 7 coming off some good races from up north, and for Danny Montez has got a chance from some decent figures up there. But Alfonso's got some quality numbers in his background too. It's the first time gelding a couple of races back. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate and running that ability. But I'm going to give the Hattery a look at the outside post there, a little bit of a price there to give him a chance in the pick 6 opener. All right, so that it will begin the pick 6 on Saturday night. 10 races on Saturday. Pick 6 begins with race number 5, and then we'll get concluding there that pick 6 with the featured event, the Los Alamitos Invitational Championship. While we have you for a moment, you think it's a one horse race there in the featured event? You think if Empressum runs back to that race, he's going to take it? Yeah, he's something special. I haven't seen a horse. He looks like he's running downhill when everybody else is running uphill. Yeah. I haven't even seen he hasn't been asked to run in any of his races here at Los Al. He breaks well. He's on his own throughout and starting out like an absolute. He's got so much talent. He's what we call a freak in the old days because he's got so much talent. It's just scary. And what I wrote down in the comments there for the Lions, it feels like he's just running against the clock. Like the clock is his only target, right? Because he looks like he's in a league of his own against his fellow runners in this spot. Yeah, it's like his speed is just incredible. And the scary part is he hasn't been asked to run in any of his 3 starts over the track. And that's how fast could he really go? I mean, Jimmy Cribbs, he could break 20 seconds going 400 yards if they asked him to run. Just to tell you how highly we're thinking of this horse, we have the 2-time back-to-back champions winner on the outside, Apolitical Pence. And then we have the multiple greatest stakes winner, powerful favorite there. And they're not going to take as much respect on the betting as Empressum will. That tells you how impressive Empressum has been. Yeah. And you got some incredible horses and a powerful favorite who won an American Gold Cup there at Ruidoso Downs. And then Apolitical Pence, last 2 times champions victor, and going on like a 5 or 6 5-horse race winning for Monte Rosa and Dunn Ranch. Those horses have got tons and tons of talent, but the scary part is that Empressum is well named. He's so very impressive and got tons of talent.
Well, looking forward to the championship, the Los Alamitos Invitational Championship, race number 10 on Sunday night. And it looks like it's going to be a pick 5 for a lot of players, hoping to single Empressum there in the nightcap. So that's a good look at Chris's selection there, the Hattery in race number 5, going from post number 8 for Valentin Zamudio. Chris, what else are you tackling for the Simulcast signal?
Well, Lone Star, we're handling races 3 through 11, then Emerald Evangeline Downs, one of my favorite tracks, as I do those numbers in Louisiana. And we had a great night on opening night here last night. Had Chris picks 2W horse get the job done in the lid lifter last night there at 4-1. And looking for some good ones on Sunday from races 5 through 8 at Evangeline Downs. But 3 through 11 at Lone Star and 5 through 8 at Evangeline Downs on Saturday night.
All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, giving us a selection. Best of luck. And I'll see you this weekend for a big weekend of racing at Los Al.
Big weekend.
The Los Alamitos Halloween Carnival is back for the first time in 3 years. It's a fun night for the entire family on Saturday, October 29th. We'll have games for kids of all ages, pony rides, a costume contest for cash prizes, and more. Plus live horse action at Los Alamitos. Admission is only $3 for adults and free for children 17 and under. It'll be a howling good time. For info, call 714-820-2800 or visit losalamitos.com. The best of quarter horse racing always at Los Alamitos. On Saturday, it's the Los Alamitos Championship with a star-studded field led by Empressum, one of the nation's top horses, plus Apolitical Pence, the 2-time Champion of Champions winner, and the outstanding multiple Grade 1 winner, Powerful Favorite. On Sunday, it's the Golden State Million Futurity Trials. Top juveniles will be in action with birth to $1 million race on the line. The best of quarter horse racing, always at Los Alamitos.
I told you, Professor G, from here on out, it's nonstop action. Nonstop. The calendar is booked. Look what I just printed out. Sunday's trials. 12 trials for Sunday. We'll get to that in a moment. But good to see your face. Welcome back. How you doing?
I've been pretty busy, Jose, but
Yes.
been doing well. So thank you so much for having us back here for the show. Looking forward, like you said, to a great weekend of racing. Can't wait to that Los Alamitos Championship. It's going to be an all-stakes pick 4 on Saturday night. Of course, the great Ed Burgart calling the action both Saturday and Sunday for the vacationing Michael Wrona. We'll see Michael next week, but it's going to be a great weekend. Like you mentioned, the trials of the Golden State Million Futurity, 12 races already. So you know what that means when we have 12 races. We're going to have 3 pick 4s offerings, the early, middle, and late pick 4. And, of course, the Saturday night, we'll have a late pick 4, all stakes races, Jose. So can't wait for a great weekend of action here at Los Alamitos.
All right. Plenty to talk to as far as racing. Late all stakes, late pick 4. I want to get your thoughts on that one just for a brief moment. Before we get to that, we just wrapped up a terrific weekend of racing with the finals for the PC Croatia Race Series, the Futurity Derby, the trials for the Los Alamitos Wild West Futurity, and amongst all that weekend festivities, it was the return of the Los Alamitos Equine Sale on the beautiful sales grounds right there across the street, across the parking lot from Los Alamitos. What went down over there? Any kind of highlights that stand out for you?
How about the best equine sale in history? Record numbers across the board. The yearling sold for 21% more than last year, and last year were record figures. Last year, I think the average price was up 44% from the previous year back in 2020. So record year in 2021, an even bigger year in 2022. And, of course, an outstanding lineup of yearlings sold. The high seller was HIP 111. Always Remember. No surprise, the family favorite cartel, Remember Me Rose, selling for a sale topping price of $300,000. Burns Ranch, the co-signer, the buyer, Taos River Ranch. They're the ones that paid $300,000 for that. Promising filly. On Sunday, the high seller, Tough Brother, HIP number 248. And the buyer there was Junior's Quarter Horses for $207,000. This one a full brother to Monopolist, Frivolous, Sicario V, favorite cartel out of Nymph. So Junior's Quarter Horses gets Tough Brother. We put together a quick little video just kind of giving you a little feel of what it's like to see these big horses kind of go through the sale ring and hearing that gavel drop after someone purchases that nice future star. So why don't we check out that quick little video of the Los Alamitos Equine Sale.
Thank you. If you're through, I'm going to sell him now. 167, 170. Thank you. And I have sold him right here, 167,000. That goes to Cade's way over there. Thank you very much. 50, 250, 240, 250, 260, 270, 270,000. What do you do? 70, 80. What do you get? 280. What do you get? 80,000. 270, 80, 300. What do you get? 3? What do you get? 300. Now quarter. 325. We got 300. And what do you get? 325. 310.
207 bid of 10. 210. Here we go. 207. 210. Hold done. You see? Yes. No. 207. Paul, you want in? 210, 207, I have the winner right here, 207,000. Thank you.
Well, there it is. It's always a fun event, Professor G, the Los Alamitos Equine Sale. Again, thank you to all the breeders, owners, buyers, people visiting us from out of state to enjoy the sale and enjoy the racing here. A record Los Alamitos Equine Sale here in 2022.
Absolutely. And again, looking forward already for next year, all those future stars of racing. Best of luck to all the buyers that took away some really nice horses. And speaking of all those buyers, right? Yeah. There's always good bargains as well.
Yes.
One of them that comes to mind right away, Mornings with Maria, who ran second in the PCQHRA Breeders' Futurity last week, purchased at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale for $12,500. And look what she's done already. Qualified to 3 futurities, finishing second last week. So she's probably earned well over maybe close to $100,000.
Yeah, I would say so.
And not only that, she's a filly, so a future a broodmare. We'll probably soon see the babies out of Mornings with Maria. So that will continue to roll as an outstanding purchase at the Los Alamitos Equine Sale. So again, best of luck to all the buyers.
It should be exciting to follow some of these prospects. Any update on Professor G? I heard he was in Canada last year's Los Alamitos Equine Sale graduate.
A winner. He's won a few races up there.
There we go.
Qualified to us. I remember the last time I saw he had qualified to a stakes race up there. Didn't win the race, but good for him. He's out there competing and making stakes finals. And I'm going to have to catch up with him once again, see what he's up to now that he's well into his 2-year-old campaign.
Yeah, Professor G up in Canada, qualifying to stakes and earning some money up there. All right, let's talk briefly about the late pick 4 on Saturday night, Professor, because it's an all stakes pick 4 on Saturday at Los Alamitos there. We talked to Ed Burgart. His play for the show was in this spot, in the Another Brother, the $20,000 stakes event for the 2-year-olds, 300 yards at the distance. Who did you pick in the Nylons here in this spot?
I went for the newcomer there, number 9, Bold and Brave. Okay. Had some nice races at Ruidoso Downs. Finished 4th in the Ruidoso Juvenile Challenge at 350 yards. That was back in August, an $87,000 race. Heath Taylor will be saddling this horse for Carmen Villalobos here. Is that the one? Bold and Brave. Yeah, Carmen Villalobos there. So looking forward to seeing this horse in first out here at Los Alamitos Racecourse. But this is a really good field. We've seen a couple of these horses already, like the number 8 horse, AJ Run for Cash. We see number 5, I'm a 60 man. Remember, we were talking about this horse prior to the trials. He had some really nice gate drills before competing in futurity trials here at Los Al. I believe those trials were the trials to the Edberg Million. I'm a 60 man was actually a trial winner here for the kindergarten futurity as well. Well, both of those horses went to Grants Pass. They finished 1st and 2nd in the Firecracker futurity. So looking forward to seeing those horses come back here and compete. El Aventurero, Jose, number 2 horse in this race, competed in the Edberg Million futurity, running 4th, finished 3rd last time out against Mornings with Maria, Jose. So a pretty solid runner here as well. But it's a really good 10-horse field in the Another Brother. I
thought this could possibly be the toughest race to decipher on the card to me in Saturday night's program. I went 3-8-4. The price, I remember her. She's a nose away from being undefeated. She only lost to Mr. Secret Cartel by a nose back in July. She's done nothing wrong. Others have a little bit more sparkling resumes as far as stakes experience and finalists. But I like the price on her already to 1. The 8, we previewed that horse with Ed Burgart. Looked sharp in that 12 flat workout on August 30th. We showed that workout. That beautiful gray filly strided out with authority. She looks ready to go in her return to the races. And another little bit of a price, I'm Born to Fly. She doesn't always break well, Professor. When she gets out of the gate in good order, she has the ability to really run well like she began her career 2 for 2. So I went 3-8-4 here in this spot. I think it's a wide open race.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that we see quite a few 4-1s,
yes,
8-1, some horses that definitely have a chance to win this race. So some good value here. If you find a horse that you really like at a good price, yeah, this is definitely the race to go for it. You might catch a nice price.
Race number 8 will be the running of the Corona Cool. 350 yards for the 3-0 fillies. 350 yards, like I just mentioned there. We got a field of seven runners in this spot. Majority interest, 5-2. Candy Dice at 9-5. It looks like those two are going to take the majority of the play, Professor. But who did you pick here?
I did pick number 6, Candy Dice. I really like that second place finish in her first out here at Los Alamitos. Didn't break that great, but really made a nice late move there to finish second against the allowance horses. And I'm pairing her with number 7, Majority Interest, pretty veteran runner here that we've seen many times, has nice stakes pedigree under her name, and coming off of a solid third place finish in a Derby trial against Benevolent. And over again, both of those horses qualified to the PCQHRA Breeders' Derby, Jose.
Yeah, I like the outside draw as well. I went 6-5-7, so I didn't give a chance to the number 5, Need a Favor. She hasn't been breaking all that well in the last couple of starts, but she does pack a good, strong late kick, and I think she's going to get a good path here to kind of show that late kick if she gets out cleanly enough. Candy Dice will be tough to beat. Bizarrely has speed, but she's stepping up against tougher here tonight. The 3 is Lovely Evening, who was the beaten favorite against Allowance Foes last time out. She hasn't won in a while, but she can be competitive in a few of these spots. Relentless Valiance, exit that trial that was won by Scoops Dynasty, who came back to win again, and Run by Your Cartel will round out that field. I went 6-5-7 here in race number 8.
I went 6-7-1.
Oh,
one a little
nice
shot here. Adrian Loza has had a nice past couple of months riding for Juan Aleman. And again, he got a chance to ride mornings with Maria, and he's doing really well for Juan Aleman. And it's nice to see Adrian Loza getting consistent mounts in stakes races. Always a hardworking rider here at Los Alamitos.
There's 2 races left. You know what time it is? Late daily double time. Race number 9, the Sound Dash here. $35,000, 300 yards. This is for the 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares in this spot. Field of 8, Professor, who'd you like?
I went with the 3, Reason to Fly MV. I think she's going to come back after that really troubled last place finish in the Mildred Vessels, that Grade 1 race. I think this time around we'll see the best of Reason to Fly MV, and will deliver a win in the Sound Dash, a race for fillies and mares. A nice purse, $35,000. I think we'll see the best of Reason to Fly from post number 3 here in this one.
We're in agreement because I do like the 3 as well. I went 3-6-1. The 6 being In My Heart, who won the Go Josie Go. And I remember that race. I thought it was a very tough race. And, of course, the betting favorite In My Heart ended up winning. So she prevailed. Pretty good clock in as well. She gets Hesayala back to ride. She will be, I think, tough with any kind of a repeat performance. And then the 1, Famous Shining Star for Jose Flores and Mr. Johnny Trotter. She looked sensational when she came to Los Al back in September. And she's had some very good races in between. She earned another win there in the Virginia Highland. But she hasn't been as quick out of the gate as we saw back last fall. I'm still thinking that maybe she can jump back to that form where she was breaking a little bit better.
and she's definitely established herself as one of the top older mares here at Los Alamitos. Maybe not quite as consistent as Kiss Through Fire and Jet Wings 1, but on her best day, she can definitely finish in the top 3 at the stakes level here at Los Al. Another one that I kind of can't forget here is Astronomical. She's a 2-time stakes winner here at Los Alamitos, Jose, winning the Las Damas handicap in a DQ, got DQ moved up from 2nd to 1st against Kiss Through Fire. And she doesn't win her stakes races in the typical fashion. She dead heated her last time out for the stakes win in the Ghost Josie Go handicap. So those have been her 2 stakes win, a pretty consistent horse. And once again, Adrian Loza, Juan Aleman teaming up at 6-1. Can't forget about Astronomical.
And she will be, I think, a solid price. She was what, 5-2 against In My Heart in that common event in the Go Josie Go. So she took betting support from the public that night. All right, the featured event, the Los Alamitos Invitational Championship. Professor, look at the earnings. Can I just go off the earnings? $1.1 million earner on the rail, flashback. Impressive, $1.2 million. Mr. Tornado, 6 figures, $132,000. Otherworld, nearly 6 figures with $88,000. The 5, Circle City, $500,000 in the bank. Powerful Favorite, $1.2 million. And then Apolitical Pence, $1.6 million. What about these earners here in this spot? What a field.
Jose, I'm not a math guy, but I think that turns out to be about $5.8 million in combined earnings between the 7 of them. 4 millionaires in this race. We have 5 Grade 1 stakes winners in this field. So just a sensational field. And even Heath Taylor has been saying, man, this is going to be a really, really tough race. We actually had a chance to talk to Heath Taylor earlier this week. So why don't we play that interview? He does talk about Empressum. He talks about some of his horses that he'll be saddling in the Golden State Million Futurity on Sunday, and in the Golden State Million Futurity trials on Sunday, and even mentions a political Candy V who will be running in the Super Derby trials later this month. So a good long interview with Heath Taylor, and then we'll come back and wrap up this great race.
Here, the barn trainer Heath Taylor, which is going to be very busy, this barn coming up this weekend. And of course, you, Heath, have a horse of the moment right now here at Los Alamitos. Impressum, just a superior horse, has done incredible things so far. How is the horse doing coming into the Robert Boniface Los Alamitos Invitational Championship? Best of the best here on the grounds at Los Alamitos going in that race.
Well, thank you for the nice compliments. You know, the horse has been a blessing. People ask all the time. He's just a very, very fast horse. Blessed to have the horse. He's training pretty sharp, pretty smartly, pretty high. Feels really good. Schooled in the gate super the other day. A lot of energy, a lot of power. Has gained a lot more weight, a lot more strength since the Go Man Go. He's almost borderline too heavy, but the horse is doing well. Of course, this race potentially is a lot different kind of company. You've got 2-time champions winner. You've got powerful favorites coming off running 2080 something in Ruidoso. Many millionaires. I read an article last night that if all 10 was to start, there would be close to 6 or 7 million in earnings in the race, which would be one of the highest fields that's been gathered so far. So he'll still have to bring his A game. The horse is doing well. He's fresh and happy, and there's no reason to not expect him to run well.
And you've mentioned some of those big names, but that's the kind of field that you want as you approach the big races at the end of the year, and of course the year-end accolades, which are always so important.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what they used to say in wrestling: to beat the man, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And so, that's the thing. Is it's good for racing. Racing is obviously in desperate need for superstars and horses so it would be really good to see all the marquee horses run in a champions kind of scenario, like the races of yesteryear when you had 1 through 10 all Grade 1 winners, and really not know who's gonna potentially win. So the races will just get harder and longer. Hopefully he'll be up to the task, but he's doing really well. His whole year has been based around his being the best he can be on December 10th. So hopefully this race will go well. He's had a good campaign so far. He seems to really love it here. Very prestigious race, but at the same time, we're not going to overemphasize this race because the race on Champions is the marquee goal.
Yeah, December 10th, that's the running of the champion, the 50th running, as a matter of fact. Moving on to Sunday, you will not be starting his judge and jury and Sicario V. You'll be waiting for the Los Alamitos 2 million futurity with those two big horses, but you mentioned that you still are going to have some nice runners.
Yeah, both those horses are doing outstanding. Those, and actually chasing AJ as well, that ran third in All-American. It's just very difficult for two horses to make all three legs of the Triple Crown. They had a very grueling summer, run that many 440s. They certainly, and it's very, very hard to pass. I was back and forth. It's probably the right thing to do for juveniles, to give them a little bit of time to acclimate and come back after running such a grueling race in All-American. Certainly they could have ran, but we're going to wait for the 2 million for those three. I'm going to run a cast of some with a lot less experience, a lot less maybe big names or a lot, but there's some talent in there. There's 2 or 3 horses in there. There's a horse named Jericho for Mr. Bobby Cox. He had the 6th time in All-American. Of course, they only take 5. Yeah. He's shown quite a bit of talent, big finishing punch. There's another horse that I like quite a bit named Out of the Way. He's the son of First Moon Flash that won this Ruidosa and Rainbow Trial by daylight. Had a little bad luck with the wind, but he looks like he might be fast. There's actually a maiden in there named Miami Bound that's actually beat 3 Grade 1 winners, but he's still a maiden. And there's some others scattered out through there that'll need some luck and they'll need to step up and improve. But hopefully one of the less big names will come through and get something for us in the finals.
Next week we'll have trials to the Los Alamitos Super Derby, and a political Candy V, the winner of the All-American Derby. Is he being pointed to the Super Derby trials?
Yes, absolutely. That's what he's here for. Ran well here before, but he's getting ready for the Super Derby on the 16th, and so hopefully it'll go really well.
Best of luck this week, and of course looking forward to what should be a tremendous final few months of the 2022 season here at Los Alamitos.
Thank you very much, and thanks for having us.
Well, he's got the 4-year-old gelding going at the top of his game, Professor. He's looked sensational here in Empressum. We won't get to see the All-American Futurity 1, 2, 3 finishers in this weekend's trials, but they'll be pointing to the 2 million trials in about a month's time. So, Empressum, Professor, what else can you say? He's been sensational here at Los Alamitos.
Yeah, just incredible. 3 wins in a row here at Los Alamitos, all of them by daylight. And it seems like all of them more impressive than the last, right? Yeah. Every time that we see him, he just delivers an even more impressive victory. It's great to see Apolitical Pence back, coming off of a track record-setting victory at Ruidoso Downs at 250 yards. And how about Powerful Favorite, the defending winner of the Los Alamitos Championship. He won this race last year, coming off of a big win at Ruidoso in the All-American Gold Cup. And as you were going down the line of all those big earners, the money that these horses have earned, Otherworld ran second in this race last year. So can't forget about him either. So just a tremendous field. Circle City, a multiple Grade 1 winner. And Flashback from the rail ran second to Empressum in the Go Man Go handicap, making that usual huge move. I remember talking to Jaime Gomez about Flashback before the Go Man Go, and he said, I would like my chances more if this was 440 yards. Well, there you go, Jaime. You're going to get 440 yards. Again, the big guns here. Let's see how Flashback does with a huge, wicked late kick.
Yeah, and I do like the extra distance for Flashback. I remember that night that Empressum won impressively in the Go Man Go. Jaime Gomez said, I don't know how we're going to beat him, but we're going to keep trying, right? Yeah. But Flashback, Professor, you're giving me 12-1 morning on a Flashback? That's my exacta, Professor. 2-1. That's my exacta here for the Los Alamitos Invitational Championship.
There you go, Jose. You're going with the 1 and 2.
Yep.
The inside horses out here. Obviously Empressum, the big choice. You gotta like the outside horses. Apolitical Pence and Powerful Favorite. But yeah, you cannot count out Flashback either.
It's going to be a fun one. Can't wait. And in the description of the race, it says the winner receives a presumptive invitation into the 2022 Champion of Champions. Well, we know Empressum already has his spot, right? Yeah. Well, we know Apolitical Pence already has his spot, right? So this could open it up. If somebody makes a mistake, somebody else can jump up with a big performance.
Exactly. And what's interesting about Empressum is that he won the Vessel's Maturity, which carries a presumptive birth. And then the Go Man Go handicap has that 11th, kind of like, quote unquote, the 11th berth in the event somebody wins more than one race, somebody decides not to come out, that has been giving out an invitation. Well, Empressum already has an invite. He also won the Go Man Go handicap. And now he's looking to maybe get another one in the Robert Boniface. This could either open it up for another berth in the Z. Wayne Griffin trial. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see the road to the Champion of Champions, the 50th running of the Champion of Champions. And, of course, the stakes are high with the purse in that race being $750,000 this year.
It's going to be a fun one. That will be Saturday night to close out the 10-race program. Well, Professor, you saw what I printed out. Yes, the entries are out. The entries are out for Sunday nights. 12 trials, 3 pick fours. That means I've got a lot of comments to write, Professor. So I think I got to get started right about now, writing the comments for the Nightlines.
Yeah, good thing it's still daylight. Look at your back.
Yes, plenty of daylight.
We got plenty.
But before we take a look at some of these, you got us a video, kind of how the soup is made. A little bit of, you went into the chef's kitchen, but I'm talking about the racing office, because you were able to be a little bit of a fly in the wall on how they draw some of these trials, right?
Yeah, just kind of the process. Obviously the horsemen enter their horses during the morning, throughout the day. And once the racing office has all the entries been drawn, they close the entries. They know they're going to draw. Then it's time to select the post positions for each race. But not only the post positions, but also what race each horse going to go to, right? Okay. So they kind of do a little bit of a blind draw for that part of it. And then they go ahead and draw each race individually. So we kind of went back, from behind the shoulders there of Dan Farias and Paul Jones, who were helping out the racing office draw the races. And we kind of took a look at how, like you said, how the sausage is made there in the racing office, how they draw the pills and they pull out the cards. So that's one thing. What Paul Jones is doing is he's pulling out the cards. And he's not seeing the names of the horses. He's just pulling out one paper, and that represents the name of the horse. And what Adam Farias is doing is he's pulling out a pill, and that represents the post position. So it's kind of pretty much blind. And let's see a quick video on how they drew trial. I believe it was trial number 1 to the Golden State Million Futurity. Nate Estrada, the assistant racing secretary, is there. Scott Craigmile, the director of racing, is there, and the rest of the racing office as well, watching the draw to the Golden State Million Futurity trial number 1.
Here we go.
Total of 8 in this one?
Total of 8. Constitutionalist Zamudio, Miami Bound Taylor, BF Lizard Rages, Paul Jones, EJ Born Running Gomez, Mighty Like Rose, Monty, Wasting Light, Willis, Up for Everything, Willoughby. Eight, AJ Born Running. 6 is Mighty Like a Rose. 2. The 2 is BF Lizarages. 4. 4 is Constitutionalist. The 1 will be Up for Everything. 7. Wasting Light. 5. 5 is Famous Miss Kitty. And the 3. And the 3 will be Miami Bound. AJ Born Runnings, Oscar Peinado. Wasting Light is Jimmy Dean Brooks. Mighty Like a Rose is Armando Cervantes. Famous Miss Kitty is Cruz Mendez. Constitutionalist is Jonathan Ronan. Miami Bound is Rodrigo Vallejo. BF Lizarages is Nicasio. Up Everything is Ayala.
All right, there it goes, Professor. Thank you for getting us. That's a little bit of it's a little bit interesting for us, for the viewing public, to kind of understand how some of these trials are drawn and how post positions numbers and in order of trials are done there in the racing office. Great job to the racing office, and thank you for getting us a little bit of that behind the scenes look there with that video.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 92-year-olds
Yes.
that are over 92-year-olds that are going to be racing in the trials of the Golden State Million Futurity. Of course, the purse, well over $1 million for this great race. And we're going to have some really, really nice horses. Great to see Edberg Million Futurity winner, Party Politics, returning to action. She'll be in action, or he'll be in action in race number 4, the 4th division of the Golden State Million Futurity. We haven't seen Party Politics race since that nice victory in the Edberg Million Futurity. We got a couple of other really nice runners. Ain't He Tempting, who finished second to Party Politics in the Edberg. He's there. One of the most interesting newcomers to Los Alamitos is Cyber Attack.
Cyber Attack.
Yeah, he ran second in the Rainbow Futurity at Ruidoso Downs. So we're going to see him in trial number 10. Chris Odell, the trainer, Eduardo Nicasio for owner Rosenthal Ranch. And of course, this colt is by Favorite Cartel out of Remember Me Rose. They paid $400,000 for Cyber Attack. He'll be in race number 10. Jose in trial 10. And so many other nice names. A Political Jet, who we've seen in the Edberg Million final. Henry D as well in the Edberg. Jericho is another newcomer. Right there, you have him there that Heath Taylor spoke about in the interview. So he's a really nice, interesting runner by One Famous Eagle. So it's going to be a tremendous, tremendous night of trial racing here at Los Al. 12 races. We're going to have 3 pick 4s here at Los Alamitos. Looking forward to a great card.
And I'm kind of just leafing through some of these pages, Professor. Remember in the preview show a couple of weeks ago, and I said one name that just jumped out of me that night was AJ Born Running. He ended up winning his trial. She unfortunately missed qualifying to the Bearders final by, I think, 0.0 something. She was just unfortunate to miss that final. So she draws in gate 8 in trial number 1. I think she'll be very, very tough there. One name that is not in here that kind of was waiting to see was Spaceflight. Spaceflight is not in here. I assume he is nominated to the 2 million, and maybe we'll get to see him there. But I'm trying to find the runner that beat Spaceflight. I believe it's for Lindolfo Diaz. I can't quite find him now. Trial 11. All right, let's go to the 11th trial. And one name that just jumped out at me was that runner that defeated Spaceflight early. Yes, Moonlight Blaze. I think he's gonna love stretching out to 400 yards, based on his gallop outs and that 300, those pair of 300-yard victories. Draw a line through his futurity trial where he didn't break all that well. So Moonlight Blaze is kind of a runner that jumps out of me just at first glance here in trial 11.
Yeah, owned by Legacy Ranch, and they have another one, Legacy Ranch, with Lindolfo Diaz in trial number 3, number 1, Midnight Flash.
Yes.
You have Moonlight Blaze, Midnight Flash, kind of fun names there, similar names, both representing Legacy Ranch. Both of them have shown really good talent here at Los Alamitos, and looking forward to watching them both run. Another horse that is kind of fun to see the horse returning is the colt by KVN Corona in race number 2.
Yes.
Don Sass KVN, super impressive winner here at Los Alamitos. Then went to Ruidoso Downs, won an allowance race up there, competed in trials to, I believe it was probably the Ruidoso Futurity back then. And then competed in trials to the All-American and didn't quite perform like he had been performing. A little bit of trouble there, but it's kind of fun to see. He'll return here at Los Al, a place that he had so much success first out, winning by daylight. And I think that that trial win, actually, correct myself, was probably the Rainbow Futurity trials when he won at Ruidoso.
Yeah, because it was in July already up to that point, midway through that season. So yeah, Don Sass KVN was definitely a flashy debut winner, one of the most impressive winners for the barn of Paul Jones. to start the season. So a couple of names that kind of are just catching our eyes as our first glance here for the trials. 12 trials on Sunday night. I'll get to working on those comments for the Nightlines as soon as we wrap up here the show. I can't let you go, Professor, without asking you, how about those Dolphins? You got to be having so much fun watching your Dolphins off to a great start, right?
We've become the most controversial team in the NFL as well. And, I love Tua. I've always been a Tua fan. And, all I wish is the best of health.
Yes.
For him, whatever he decides to do, I'm all Team Tua and wishing him the best. And for this Sunday, we'll be Team Teddy Bridgewater. Looking forward to battling the Jets, one of our big rivals. Should be fun. But the first couple of games, they made me very, very happy, very proud to wear my Dolphin jersey on Mondays when it's my day off. So it's been a lot of fun to watch them play, and I hope that continues. We started off with a pretty tough schedule, and we're looking forward to seeing they do this Sunday against the Jets.
For whatever reason, you guys own the Patriots. I don't know what it is, but you guys always play them well. No matter who's on that side in a Patriots uniform, you guys play them well. I don't know what it is. That's just one of the things. When you see the calendar, you're like, oh, this is going to be a tough game. The Dolphins are going to play them well. And it happened again.
Yeah, especially at home.
Yeah.
At home, the Dolphins at home versus the Patriots, very, very tough, especially early in the year. The Miracle in Miami, that's another great game that I always remember, Dolphins, Patriots. So looking forward to what should be a fun season, hopefully one of our funnest season in a long time.
All right, Professor, thank you so much. Good to see you again. Good to chat with you. Thank you for previewing a few races with me. And good to have Ed Burgart back. Michael Wrona just sent out a tweet. He surprised his mother in Australia. It was a great moment there. They captured it on photos there. So a big salute to Michael Wrona, enjoying some well-deserved time off there in the homeland with his mother.
Definitely, Jose. And with the trials on Sunday, got to remind the fans that we'll have our consensus selections.
Yes,
that we always put up when we have big trial nights, and that will be on losalamitos.com, and we'll tweet it out as well. We'll see who's going to wear the belt after the consensus on Golden State Million Trial Night.
I don't want to toot my own horn, Professor, but I dominated. The last time we had the consensus, I dominated.
You did. So let's see. But you know what? The tough part is repeating.
yes. The tough part is repeating. The tough, maintaining that consistent form, that's tough. So I expect regression from myself for this week's consensus. All right. A little reminder about the post times, Professor. Do you know the times?
Yeah, we'll go 6:05 on Saturday. And our last race, the championship, will be around 9:45 p.m. So make sure you tune in to watch that great race. And on Sunday, I'm expecting about 6 p.m. post time with those 12 races. We'll go a little bit after 10:30 with the racing program because, of course, we have 12 races on Sunday. But looking about 6 p.m. as well on Sunday.
All right, and tell us about the return for the Los Alamitos Halloween Carnival after 3-year hiatus. It's back. It's always a fun night.
Do you have your Halloween costume yet, Jose?
I do. Actually, last week's show, Professor, I brought up photographic proof on when my bankroll manager, Jackie, she's now a 6-year-old second grader, we turned her stroller into a taco truck. Do you remember?
Yes.
When the stroller was so we had a lot of fun. We might have to make a return special appearances to this. We're still in the works. We don't know.
Good.
Well, we might have something up our sleeve for this year's edition.
Excellent. Of course, we'll have the pony rides. We'll have the carnival games. We're working with a great organization, the Champions Division of the Cypress Pony Baseball League. This division is for kids with special needs that they can play sport, they can play baseball here in our local city. So it's a great organization. It's for kids of all ages, and we're very happy to team up with them to raise some funds to continue their program.
That's awesome. Good to hear, and good to have the Halloween Carnival back set for Saturday, October 29th. So just a couple of nights before Halloween. So come out to Los Al. It's a great family fun event. And I was telling Michael Wrona, this is going to be his first edition of the Halloween Carnival. there's some serious engineering. Once you get to the 16 and up, the older division, they go all out. There's some serious costumes out there.
For sure. But you know what? We have different judges every year, so it's subjective, and we'll see what happens. Sometimes it's all about the detail in the costume. Sometimes it's about the grandeur of the costume. It changes every year. We'll see what happens this year. We got to find some judges ready to judge. And of course, sometimes they love the cute ones, like your little girls.
Yeah.
In that cool little costume that you put together.
All right, so working on one today, this week, and hopefully we have something planned, and hope to see plenty of you guys out there for the Halloween Carnival. Professor, thank you again. Thank you so much for the interviews and the videos, and I'll see you this weekend here at Los Al.
Thanks so much.